One of the reasons I invited you to the studio today was because it's, getting to the holiday period. And, one of the things that a lot of people like myself consider every year is making a New Year's resolution. Unfortunately, a lot of the time, I fail, and I think that a lot of people do fail. We don't keep them up as much. And so I wanted to ask you a little bit about, first of all, why do we feel compelled to make New Year's resolutions? Do you know why human beings do that a little bit?
I think that there's a natural human impulse to better ourselves, to always try to find the next thing that we could be even happier, to find the love that we want, to be even healthier, to be more prosperous. Something as simple as losing weight, or as profound as in my own case, discovering self-love.
My resolution this year is to exercise more and get ready for that triathlon sprint that I want to do in the spring.
Resolution would be that I would take care of myself instead of other people.
Is to spend more time with my family, to slow down a little bit.
I've made a resolution to lose weight.
To cut out sugar. To cut out sugar.
I think that the new year, it almost seems like a tabula rasa, a clean slate. That here's where I can start and make the difference this year.
Alena, why do people fail to keep their resolutions?
Well, I have a couple of ideas
Please share.
about that, based upon my experience with people coming to see me with issues or goals that they're wanting to achieve. And there's something called a negative payoff.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that? A negative payoff, or it's also sometimes called a secondary gain. And so even when someone is absolutely sincere, earnest, that they want to, let's say, quit smoking.
Okay.
And I always ask, when somebody comes in my office and wants to quit smoking, I say, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being it's just because my wife wants me to quit and my doctor wants me to quit, I don't really want to quit at all, or 10, no, it's really me. I really want to quit smoking. If they say 0 to 10, I say, great, then you're ready and we can really do this. Okay, but when they are in trance, it may turn out, and it may be right under the surface in their subconscious, that they discover that they're actually terrified of gaining weight. They know all sorts of people who have stopped smoking and gained a lot of weight.
Right.
And let's say this fellow knows that his wife really loves him slim and fit, and she might not love him as much if he gained the weight. That is going to be an idea that trumps the other idea.
Right.
He's more afraid of gaining the weight, let's say. That is the negative payoff, than he is of whatever would go along with quitting the smoking. Does this make sense?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
it does
so
make complete
sense. There are oftentimes, like I say, a negative payoff or a secondary gain.
So, and what can one do to be successful, at keeping a resolution then? Obviously, there's kind of different forms and levels and triggers.
Well, sure. One of the reasons that they don't work, too, is that people focus on what they don't want rather than what they want. So they will say, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be a smoker. I don't want to be fat anymore. You fill in the blank. I don't want such and such.
Right.
So what happens when you say, I don't want that, usually right along with that comes a little image, a little mental image in the mind of that thing that you don't want. And guess what? That automatically reinforces that thing over and over and over again. Now, the thing that you can do instead of that is really state an affirmation, which is what you do want, the outcome that you want, and also visualize that.
And talking of one, is it best for people maybe to just focus on one thing and not try and, put a whole bunch of things into...
Yes, that's an excellent question, because sometimes one of the very things that sabotages us is trying to carry too much at the same time and flood the mind with too many things we're trying to do at once. And that actually sabotages us. So the best thing to do is to focus on one primary thing that would just be wonderful to achieve. Mm-hmm. And then you can do, and then one of two things can happen. Either once you've achieved that and you realize, wow, how about this? This really works and that's a success and you feel really good about that. Then you can move on, obviously, to whatever the next thing might be you'd also want to work on. Mm-hmm. Or, this is something that I've witnessed so many times I haven't been able to count. There is a kind of domino effect that once you achieve one primary thing, it's really possible that a lot of other things will fall into place. I've experienced this myself, and I've also witnessed it a lot with my clients.